Would you rather see a team chasing a target or defending a target?
Defending a target.
Oh, why is that?
Because challenge is with defending a target.
Not
of course, chasing a target also defending, but as a bowler, I always see that there's a challenge in defending.
Have you ever thought of coaching a women's team, be it a state or an Indian team?
See, for me, coaching is my passion. I don't see anything, whether I coach a men's or women's. I would love to do that, because looking at the present Indian team, there are a lot of good spinners, but they need a good tactical coach for them. The reason why I say tactical coach is, not many young cricketers or seasoned cricketers, they will realize that to challenge the other batter.
Yeah.
That is something I would love to do it. If it comes on my way, why not? Of course, that will be another one more challenge for me to adapt to that.
Because I always feel कि जिस तरीके से, as we say, cricket is a very common language. The more it's spread and shared, the better it is. And now, especially with our women's team getting so many facilities and doing well as well, this sharing of knowledge. I mean, if a men's dressing room has a Rahul Dravid there, in a women's dressing room also we've had very acclaimed coaches there. So, ये next level आपके लिए कभी सोचा या ये just like नहीं जब आएगा तब कर सकता?
नहीं. I mean, of course, definitely I would love to do it whenever it comes. It's not that it should come today or tomorrow or now. Whenever it comes, I am prepared for it. The reason why I'll tell Anjum, because as I said, the amount of talent what we have, especially the spinners, and I would love to see those spinners adapting to the tactical part. It's only I speak only about 3T formula. My formula is very simple: technique, tactical, and temperamental. These are the three things which I would love to enhance in each and every athlete, be it men, women, or a young kid.
Excellent. Abhi, जैसा recently you're working with Harpreet Brar as well and other players. When they come into play in IPL, these cricketers, and when they practice in domestic cricket, and speaking from a player's mindset specifically, when you speak to them, do you feel that domestic cricket to an IPL, they as players have to change a lot, either in skill or in temperament?
Not much. I would say 10% each side.
Okay.
Because in domestic cricket, you go there, you might play 3 maiden overs. And you come to the franchise cricket, you might have to bowl 2 dot balls is good enough, you will create a chance. So it's only, I would say, small correction. Because for me, IPL coaching is much simple, Anjum.
Is it?
Yeah. You know why? Out of 24 balls, you bowl 15 dot balls, you have done the job. Don't worry. Take your bag and go. That's it.
Absolutely.
You don't need to go for a wicket. Exactly, you don't need to go for a wicket. You bowl 12 dot balls on precise, you will get 2 wickets. Out of 24, you bowl 12 dot balls. But how to bowl those 12 dot balls, where to bowl, that's where you need to practice.
We spoke about NCA always having facilities, and जब women's cricket को भी we had access under the BCCI to. I've seen NCA facilities being there, but it's been a long while we've been hearing NCA is developing new facilities, and I'm sure they are creating. But मैंने हमेशा NCA को अपने लिए तो मेरे पास ब्लॉक होता था, मैं ट्रेनिंग के लिए चली जाती थी. But is NCA really there? Because we are there to enhance the skill of a player. वो blocks, so it's not only just for rehab. How can NCA do more than what already it is doing?
I think if you look at the present NCA, they have a place constraints, right? The new facility closer to the airport is outstanding.
Okay.
But whenever it gets open up, it'll be the welcome door to God, I would say.
Oh, is it? Oh.
It's fabulous place where people, they have 4 grounds, the staff rooms, the coaching rooms, the pool, each and everything and anything. That's where the NCA, of course, NCA is our nursery for any cricketer, men, women, young boy, young girl who would have a dream of representing a country. They should be in NCA.
When you say such expansive facilities, तो वो expansive facilities के लिए मतलब support staff भी तो चाहिए ना. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि everybody, like I know a lot of people we get trained under NCA for coaches and for different other skills, but how will we be able to get that qualified staff or people to assist?
I think that's the biggest question what you have asked me so far. I think, you know, getting a great staff or a coach, I would say, or a mentor, whatever word we can use it, to understand the athlete's requirement within the frame of athletes, enhance the consistency.
Yes.
Without changing action, without remodeling anything and everything, build only consistency. See, that's where my philosophy is very simple. You have a repeatable action. Technique, I don't speak on technique part. You have a technique, that's the reason you are in NCA.
Correct.
Only thing where you can do is tactical and temperamental.
So we've obviously worked with Bishan Bedi sir, and you know we've come from the same nursery. So in Bishan sir's words, which is that one advice, or maybe more than one advice, that you always remember and you always share?
I think your skill. Finally, you have to beat. You know, I remember what sir always mince the words is. He said, Josh, you know, the fitness of Australian, the skill of Indian. That's the winner.
How true. How true. Absolutely.
You know, it's Anjum. They say that most of the time the Western players, they score big hundreds because of their fitness. Most of our Indian Asian players score hundreds because of skill. If we can convert that skill into the next fitness, we'll get more triple hundreds.
So true. But it makes so much of difference when you're physically fit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you're physically fit, you're likely to become stronger in the mind as well, because you have that confidence.
See, the same thing, I interacted late Dean Jones also. Dino, fondly called. He said, Joey, every time an Australian or an Englishman gets 100, after 50 or a 75, he start focusing only on fitness, not on skill. That's where they get the big hundreds.
Has that improved in the surrounding that you worked in?
Yes, it has improved. That's the reason we see lots of big hundreds in Indian players as well.
True.
Especially, you got to give credit to Virat. The fitness regime which he has brought in the last 5 to 7 years in the system of Indian setup in NCA. I was largely part of last 3 years in the process, focusing on fitness parameters. We have changed the fitness parameters, which he was, torchbearer for that. Rahul, Ravi Bhai, everyone. Today, our yo-yo is 17.1, which used to be 15. Our 2K trial has changed. We can see easily our athletes are getting on par with it.
Or even better, because we have obviously very nice skill to fall back on and to improve upon.
See, I would love to see their consistency.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them 1, 2 games, 5 games. No, over a period of time, sustainable. See, for that sustainable, our temple is NCA. Come there, spend time, beat skill, beat your fitness, take a training block, get to a skill block.
Since now you have obviously the mic also with you, you're a broadcaster, you're watching everything what's happening, you know what's happening in that dugout, you're not there but you know what's happening, you've been a coach, you know what the coach would be saying. So now when you have the mic in hand, how do you analyze the situation and how do you hold back your words?
I do hold back my words because I know that what was going through the mind of a fellow player, fellow skill coach, or even the batter in the middle.
Correct. How do you hold back the words and how do you wait? Tell us one line that you would have done.
No, but Anjum, it so happened. At times, Jitesh, I was really impressed the way Jitesh has, someone like Prab Simran, talent. Someone like Rahul Char has understood what I was trying to share with him. And Harpreet Brar. But Jitesh, something, every time and again, I keep telling him, I said, Jitesh, whenever you go into bat, doesn't matter whether you bat 4 or 4 balls. Try to stay not out and finish the game. That's all. And every time he finished the game, he said, "Sir, I've done it." I said, "Absolutely beauty."
So we've got some very nice one line this and that questions for Sunil Joshi. Okay. So between Test ODIs and T20s, which is the better format that you want to watch?
Test cricket.
Okay. Playing cricket in India or playing cricket overseas?
Which format?
You choose the format.
Test cricket.
Test cricket format, whether it's in India or abroad, both?
India, both.
Okay. Would you rather see a team chasing a target or defending a target?
Defending a target.
Why is that?
Because challenge is with defending a target.
Not
of course, chasing a target also defending, but as a bowler, I always see that there's a challenge in defending.
So you
because you try to get the best, because you need to beat a batsman with your skill, tactical and temperamental.
So this leads me to one more question. When you say Sunil Joshi, and you say Sunil Joshi all-rounder, okay, but the first thought that Sunil Joshi has in his mind, batter or bowler?
Bowler. I'm a bowler who can bat.
Okay. Taking a hat trick or scoring a century?
Hat trick.
Okay. Night matches or day matches?
Day games.
It's all going the test cricket way right now. Watching cricket on a weekend or a web series on a weekend?
Watching cricket weekend.
Any day. Facing a Yorker, bowling a Yorker, facing a bouncer or bowling a bouncer?
I've never bowled a bouncer yet.
Okay.
So probably facing a Yorker.
Beating Australia in a close match or by a big margin, which is more dear?
Close game. Beating Australia. In Australia.
we love those challenges. You've already answered this, but I'll also ask again. Commentary, umpiring, coaching or any other profession in cricket?
Coaching.
Always.
Always coaching.
तो अगर अभी आप कोचिंग नहीं कर रहे हो और जितेश ने 4 बॉलें नहीं खेली हैं और आप माइक पे हो तो अब आपको क्या फील हो रहा होगा? एज अ ब्रॉडकास्टर आई मस्ट एनालाइज दिस और स्पीक अबाउट इट या एज
No, again I would say probably the dugout in the sense they should send the message to send Jitesh on this strike.
But it's beautiful, huh? Because when you say it's in an air-conditioned box and you're actually analyzing, knowing how a player or a coach would be responding, and you have to say, "Well done."
So it does happen. A couple of interviews, from the dugout. Probably you were there on one of the interview. And my simple formula was there. I said, please don't do anything, just bowl a dot ball. That's it.
Correct. Well, we all expected you to speak a little bit more, and we're like, Sunil is not happy. They're not doing that well. The team was
No, it's not that. See, for me, it is try to keep everything in a simple words. The more you give information, especially in T20, they get confused. Because the reason is a smart cricketer should have a good education background. Because whatever you try and communicate to him, he should relate to it. If I do this, what will happen? That's very important. Coming from South, we all are very well educated.
Yeah.
So we understand someone if tells us, we'll see the logic, whether is he telling right or not. But some of in India, the young players, they don't realize. They said, they will always say, sir, मेरे को कोच ने बोला था डालने के लिए मैंने डाल दिए. So we need to weigh the balance. Even if I have to tell something to Harpreet Brar or Rahul Chair or Prabh Simran or Baltej Singh, I will look at him. Can he understand what I am trying to tell him? So that starts from practice onwards.
Everything starts from practice. Without being on time at the practice ground, practicing your skill and making sure you do well, nothing starts.
See, that's what sir says. I said, I remember, if you're not early, you're late.
True.
It's as good as I said. Sir, he said, doesn't matter. You come early, because वो सर का आदत ऐसे आदत हुई थी अर्ली आने का कि you come early, check all your equipment. As a bowler, you would have played practice, your spikes would have been loose, your spikes would have been
rusty,
dirty, or maybe घिस गया होगा. So because of that spike imbalance हो सकता है, you might develop a niggle. So there are so many thought process goes behind. Probably your gloves are wet, keep it to the sunshine, you clean your bat, ensure clean. Why his sir was saying clean is your mind will be clean.
सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, सो वेरी बेसिक. इसलिए कहते हैं ना, पुराने या सीनियर लोगों की जो बातें होती हैं वो गांठ बांध के चलो, और ताकि वो साथ साथ चलती रहें. और उनकी बातें जो स्पेशली आप जैसे प्लेयर्स के साथ, कोचेस के साथ चलती हुई आई हैं, उनके साथ आगे तक जानी चाहिए. वही फ़ायदा है, वही मज़ा है.
No, see, whatever my philosophy is very simple, Anjum, because whatever I have learned from sir, I would love to share the knowledge. The more I share the knowledge, the more I get.
Yeah, true. I'm sure, and hopefully when we sit back again and chat in the next few years, because वो गप्पे तो बहुत है ना क्रिकेटर्स की, तो वो करने बैठेंगे तो I'm sure जब हम एनालाइज करेंगे तो और बहुत सारी बातें याद आएंगी. बिकॉज क्रिकेटर्स की गॉसिप तो पता भी नहीं होती.
हमारे लिए कॉमन क्या कनेक्ट वही है. Finally, bat and ball connect.
We need skill level, and we need skillful people, and we need good people around. So that's exactly what we want on our different strokes. And I'm so looking forward कि जितनी भी आपकी obviously learnings रही हैं, practical and the manner in which that you've picked up so much over the years since you've finished playing, while playing, finished playing now, that it just contributes to players getting better and better, teams getting the results. So in different strokes, we love to have different strokes being played. So thank you so much, and all the very best.
One thing, thank you so much having me on the show, Anjum. I just want to be a good student of the game.
मैंने ये लाइन सुनी है.
That's it. End of the day, I want to be a good student of the game. That's it.
No, absolutely. And you never stop learning because you're a student.
Absolutely. That's my philosophy.
Never stop learning, never stop believing, and make sure that you keep doing well.
Absolutely.
We wish the best
Thank you.
and best for you.
Thank you so much.